Okay, well, it's such a pleasure to meet you, Jack. I am so excited to talk to you about uh Gingerline because I love Gingerline. Let me start off by introducing you to anybody who's listening. So this is Jack Horner, the creative and artistic director who has worked with everybody ranging from Disney to Cirque du Soleil, which is quite the CV. He's now joining up with the company Gingerline, which puts together immersive dining experiences. And he's working on putting together a show called The Grand Expedition. Remind me of the second bit. Colon,
The
bang.
coming back, I don't know. The return.
Okay. The return. Okay. Yeah. Because they did it. The thing is, this show was on a few years ago and it's now kind of having a reprisal, but with acrobatic circus acts.
That's
And
right.
that's
Yeah.
right. So I would love to hear a little more about what you have in store.
So Suz, the fantastic producer of Gingerline, called me last year, and she had all these wonderful ideas. And of course, everyone's seen Cirque. Um, so she had a good idea of what she wanted in the show, and she asked me, "Is it possible?" First of all, and my immediate answer was yes, of course, I think it's possible. So it's been navigating um, all of those imaginations from the producer and try and put them to life. And we're currently trying to make all these wonderful things happen. I do many different circus, but we've got an abundance of different aerial equipment in the air being used. And uh, we have the other artists who are assisting because there's an aeronautical theme about the show. We have artists pulling ropes, and we're going to get the audience members up to pull those ropes, which are going to lift performers up into the skies.
Okay, so really immersive.
Really immersive. Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool at the moment. It's very exciting.
Oh my goodness. And how are you pairing this with the culinary experience? Is the idea that each there are several courses and each one matches a different part of the action, or how is it going to work?
So because it's aeronautics, the audience get into their baskets and the balloons fly up and they land in different countries. And every country or city you land in, you get the entertainment and the food from that place. And the performers come around in their wonderful costumes and deliver different delights of food, which I've yet to taste or see yet. And I can't wait for the time I sit in one of those baskets and try all the food out.
So it's round the world in 80 days with food and circus.
Pretty much. Around the world in 2 hours.
Round the world, what round the world in 2 hours. And what can I ask about what the motivation was? Like what came first? Was the idea first to theme everything around the circus, or was it kind of the narrative that came first?
Well, the show opened in London in 2018, 2019, I believe.
Like that,
I
yeah.
was to Soleil at the time, so I've not seen it.
Mhm.
I've seen clips of videos, so I'm very excited to see it put together. So the initial idea started and opened in London. It had fantastic reviews. The entertainment was amazing, and the food was incredible. And Suz really wanted to bring it back. And yeah, that's why she called me was with her ideas and what ideas would I put into the show. Um, so bringing everything of my background in theatre and cirque and really trying to shoehorn it in to the show, and it's really fitting well. And all the performers we got are multidisciplined performers who are puppeteering, doing acrobatics, dancing all these different dances, like Norwegian dances and Carolan dances. I can't believe we've managed to find a cast who are this brilliant and
Gosh, man, so
talented.
you
And
really are profiling every region through I mean the whole spectrum of.
yeah, we're doing a
Mhm.
Sorry, we have choreographers from each country teaching us their traditional dance and choreographing a dance for us. So it's not us pretending to know what we're doing. We're actually getting people who know what they're doing. In
Mhm.
yeah.
So it should be fully authentic in that way. And I wonder what you hope kind of audiences will take away from it. Is it intended purely as entertainment for its own sake, or are we supposed to come away knowing something more about those cultures? What do you hope that they will take from it?
Well, I think every individual take their own thoughts away. Some might just be surprised by circus. Some of our old customers who've been before, who've come, are not expecting the circus to happen. Hopefully, we'll be blown away by the different show. Um, some people will come just for the food. Um, and you get those people who really want to be immersed and are the first ones to put the hand up when any task is given out to an audience member. And they'll come away with having been a part of that show and been in and pulled those ropes and pulled the performers up in the air.
Mm. I wonder what drew you to circus in the first place.
Ah, do you know, actually, it's a good story. I was a gymnast as a child, and I lived in a very working class town called Middlesbrough,
Mhm.
which is squashed between Yorkshire and Newcastle
Mm.
on the northeast coast. And I grew up, my father was a steel worker. All my uncles all worked in a working class job. So I didn't want to be an apprentice. So I went to university and studied engineering first of all. And out on the town one night, as you do as a student, I bumped into all my old gymnastics friends who were all still doing gymnastics to my surprise. And they said, come back, come train with us. Let's see how you do. So the very next weekend, I went back and started training gymnastics again as a 19, maybe 20-year-old, and then managed to still have all my skills. And I traveled around Europe with them and we did lots of different performances. And I ended up in London doing a performance with my team and saw this flyer for uh, back then it was called the Circus Space. Now it's called the National Centre for Circus Arts.
Mm.
I picked up this flyer and it was like, oh, do a degree in circus. And I was like, what? Is that even a thing? And this was maybe 2001.
Mhm.
Um, and I was at the end of my second year in engineering. And I thought, what the hell? Let's just do the audition, apply, do the audition if I get accepted, which I did. And then let's see what comes of it. And within a week after my audition, I got offered a place. So I went to speak to my tutors at university who agreed if I sit my exams, they would give me a foundation degree rather than a full BA,
Mhm.
not BA, BE in engineering. And I went off and joined the circus and spent 3 years in London,
He did run off and join the circus.
literally. And I've been in London ever since. Traveled the world a few times in between.
Gosh, wow! But now you do it sort of from the other side of the stage. I mean, you now put together the shows rather than, or do you actually act as a circus artist yourself?
Not anymore. I will if there's a specific commercial or event. Actually, my company, which we'll get onto, I'm sure, are currently casting for a huge event coming up soon, and they wanted 20 male aerialists, and I was so wanting to do it because my friend is going to direct that, and I work with him at
Mm.
the London Olympics, and he directed all the aerialists in the Olympics, and I just wanted to really get on board and do that job again with him because he's fantastic. It's called Phil
Mm.
Hayes. But unfortunately, I was unavailable for all of rehearsals.
Mm.
But that's
That's
okay.
that's okay. I mean, I guess you get your hit, don't you?
I get many hits. Yeah, I'm very
You get
lucky.
many hits. And what is it that you love so much about it? I guess I mean, for me, the circus, there's something magical about it, isn't there, about circus? Because I
Yeah,
guess so much of it defies belief. Um, what do you love about it?
it's the thrill.
Mhm.
Doing it, it's a thrill. It's all those years of training your body like athletes do. It's exactly the same. It's comparable. Um, and then getting to show off those things you've been working, not like for 5 minutes on, for 5 years on, and sticking it together with music, getting the right costumes and the right character, and adding all the layers on top, and then yeah, finally seeing what faces the audience are pulling. Hopefully, good ones in your favor.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it makes me think of you probably know about, you may even have worked with them, that Australian company, Circa.
Oh, they're brilliant.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
brilliant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what they do is amazing because, of course, they manage to pair music with circus in such a way that you almost feel like the two were tailored for each other. You know, that the music was written for the circus. You know, you get Monteverdi paired with these incredible acrobatic acts, and you feel like Monteverdi wrote his Vespers for this choreography. So of course it can work incredibly well. I guess sometimes there is a risk that when you put all these different ingredients together, it can come across as a little bit gimmicky. So I wonder kind of what you've done with this show in order to kind of avoid that pitfall.
Well, I've spent my life as a creative putting circus into theatrical shows, working with uh, Shakespeare's Globe, the Royal Shakespeare Company, the Royal Opera House, and like many fantastic companies. And I never think about it too much. It's just what I do. I find it just a natural flow of not trying to. It's not a circus show. This is not a circus show. So it's how do we make it natural? Um, we look at tools, especially for aeronautics, sailing down from hot air balloons, which we can use to climb up. Um, we kept all the rigging in the space visible.
Mhm.
Hence, we see people pulling up, and it just all really suits the theme. And it's just understanding those. I guess it's my experience that I know how to do these things and not have to think about it too much. But there is definitely some subconscious levels of knowing going on there,
I
which
guess, yeah, sort of
which
conceiving the whole picture rather than sort
yeah,
of just thinking of your element and trying to, as you said, not shoehorning it in, but trying to make it fit into the whole scheme.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Gosh.
Actually, it happens so naturally.
Mm. Well, I mean, I saw the show when it was out in 2018, and I'm almost surprised it wasn't a circus show already, because the way I remember it, it had that element of circus to it. So that kind of, I don't know, that kind of flamboyance.
Yeah, and all the characters are clowns, basically, aren't they? They're all,
Yes. Yeah, it's very clowny. Exactly. There's a lot of clowning around. So for I can see that it's not a wild leap to go from there to actually including acrobatic acts. So I can't wait to see how it turns out. Thanks so much, Jack, for talking to me, and it's been such a pleasure to speak to you.
oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more of the same, then feel free to hit subscribe on our channel, or for more similar coverage, visit our website at www.thecuspmagazine.com. Thanks, and I'll see you another time.